This is Rogers TV.
Welcome to this edition of Dufferin Life. I'm your host, Teena Avery. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are talking theater and we are talking kids. We are talking with Kate from Theater Orangeville Programs Coordinator. Kate, so much. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Thanks for having me. I just love being here.
I love having you here.
Thanks.
So let's start talking about some of the new things that you have happening for the kids.
Yes, we are full steam ahead with our camp programming. Mm-hmm. We are offering for the first time ever a PD Day camp.
Okay.
Yeah, we're really excited about this kind of new one-day opportunity. So it's called Play in a Day.
Ooh,
yeah,
so
fun. It is. It's going to be really fun, and we're excited to kind of explore how we can put on a show or a performance in one day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
With kids.
With kids. You got it.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it does. Like, it's probably going to be a little chaotic. I'm not going to.
For sure.
I'm assuming, but yeah, I think.
We all kind of live in this world of chaos when we're creative, but then also adding in tiny humans and their creative ideas and what they want to say with their creative expression. So definitely chaos, but we kind of just are there.
Fun chaos.
Yeah, fun chaos.
Yeah.
And then we try and work with them to give it a little, structure.
Well, this is it. And I think that's a great idea for you guys because honestly, there are so many PD days in a year. Like even when my kids were in school, I was like, how many are there? Like, it seems a lot when you're a parent that's looking to have something to do for your kids when you still have to go to work.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we want to be able to support the community and support what people need. So if they need, childcare and stuff like that for these PD Day camps, we want to be a part of those solutions to help the community out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's so unique too to do a play in a day is very different from just going to where you go and make crafts or you go and do and there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely, but it does switch it up for the kids where they can kind of move around and do that sort of thing.
Yeah, they come in and there's a clear goal, right? At the end of the day, we get to put on a little showcase for an audience, right? We invite the parents and the families back in, so they come in with that idea of, okay, we have a purpose for why we're here, and we get to be creative, but we also get to showcase that creativity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So are the kids going to be involved in what the play's about, or will you have that structured for them already?
Yeah, so typically we'll have the kids kind of come in, get to know each other, play some drama games, get familiar with, the space and all that stuff, and then get an idea of what they're interested in talking about or saying, and then go from there and try and incorporate that into the showcase piece.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That sounds like one heck of a challenge.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
But being creative, I mean, that's what theater people do, is you're just creative, and tiny humans are awesome.
They are.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that we're going to jump a little bit ahead because you've got the PD Day camp.
Yes.
But you also have some other camps that people are signing up for, and I already noticed one's already sold out. So
we have one in the summer that's sold out for sure. We have our Tiny Stars, so that's for grades 1 through 3. It is sold out. We do have a wait list started, so hopefully we'll either be able to maybe add a couple more people or add an additional week at the end of summer. But yeah, this summer we are doing 6 summer camps.
Wow.
Which is a big jump for us. Typically we just run 2, one in July, one in August. We had a huge need for it, I think, last summer within our community, and we were able to add an entire extra week last summer, so we did 3 in total. And then this year we were like, why not 6?
Why not 6, right?
Yeah.
So, and the reason we're talking about this now is because, as you just heard us talk about, one of the camps are already sold out.
Yeah.
So I know parents who have to think about summer camp and plans for their kids while they're working. This is the time you should actually start looking at these.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Our registration is open. We have our descriptions and, the age ranges are all there. And like you said, we have one that's sold out, and other ones that people are really interested in and enrolling. So there's still some space, but yeah, we're excited for that.
Okay, so let's talk about the types of camps that you have happening this summer.
So we've split up our age ranges a little bit. We have some kind of rec programs, right? Getting familiar with theater, getting to kind of explore what it means to be creative. So those are our young players. We have also a brand new camp called Young Company in Training.
Oh, no way.
Yes, so this is kind of in order to kind of progress kids that are interested in that Young Company, which is like our big kind of summer program, getting them a chance to familiarize themselves with what it means to be in Young Company and kind of prepare them for that next step. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to run 2 of those. One is a musical theater kind of structured based one, and then another one will be drama. So again, really kind of pushing them towards both those musical theater and then the drama Young Company.
Wonderful. So what's the difference in working with kids in musical theater versus a drama? Like what?
Yeah, so our musical theater will encompass not just that understanding of a scene and a monologue and that dialogue, and how to bring that to life, but how do we incorporate the scene into the song, into the dance? So we'll do some singing and understanding how do you storytell through song, and then how do you also incorporate movement? So it's often that like triple threat feel.
Right.
Right. So a little bit more of the focus on multi-skills.
And that makes it more challenging also for anyone who's directing a musical that sort of way, because it's that much more than just doing like a drama.
100%. There's like a lot going on that stage, right? And also once we get into our Young Company shows, you're often learning how to sing with a live accompanist, right? So that's also really new and can be challenging, or dancing with a live accompanist.
Yeah, it's very different. All right, so now we're going to talk, before we go into what you're doing with Young Company this summer, let's talk about a little bit about Young Company itself.
Yeah, so Young Company is our intensive kind of summer program. It's a 4-week-long program, and these kids get to work with our professional team. So we kind of put them through the whole process of what a traditional and a typical professional theater show looks like, right? So from start to stop, from audition to that final giant production. So the kids are expected to audition and prepare themselves, and then they work with professionals in the industry, including directors, production design, stage managers, all people that are really familiar with that industry, and to give the kids a better understanding of what it means to work in that industry.
That's an amazing experience for them, right? Because I think that offshoots to somebody who's interested in doing that for, a career when they're getting older, or they just love to do they just love to sing, they just love to act, they just love to do that. It's what makes them happy.
100%. It gives them a real look at what it'll mean to have a job in this industry. So I think that's really exciting, and kind of gives them a chance to explore lots of different things that they might not have known exist too, right? So,
and it gives them the different aspects as well, because maybe they decide, okay, maybe it's not on the stage they want to be, but maybe it's behind the stage where they want to be. Like, they get that opportunity to talk to the professional people that you're talking about, and then really get a feel for what it's like to be a stage manager.
Exactly. And so last year we found that there was some interest in our community for that, and we were able to offer a production Young Company participant. And so this year we're opening that up. So if you're interested in that kind of backstage or production side of it, we are offering a participant or multiple participants to come in and potentially work on those shows.
So almost like shadow the professional type idea.
Yeah. So they'll come in instead of, we still want to maintain that kind of professional and like give them that full understanding and scope of it. So instead of an audition, they'll come in for an interview to like pitch their skills and like tell us what they're interested in learning about and stuff like that.
That is awesome. I didn't even know you did that last year, so I think that's absolutely really great. So now I want to do this before I mean, we're not close to running out of time, but I just want to make sure that we touch base on what the shows are this year for the Young Company.
So we're really excited. our musical will be Mean Girls, the high school version. So we're really
amazing.
excited about that. It's going to be super fun, and we're talking to a lot of our alumni and our youth advisory committee, and we think that there's going to be a lot of keen people out there to not only perform and come out to do this program, but also to come and see the show.
Absolutely.
So we're really excited about that.
I loved that movie when it came out.
Yeah.
many moons ago.
Many moons ago, and now the movie musical's out. So yeah, there's going to be, I think, a good cult following almost behind this. So
absolutely.
It's kind of
It sounds very, very fun.
Yeah.
And what are we doing on the drama side of things?
We will be bringing in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that in years. Yeah.
So we had done this production many moons ago with Young Company, and we were looking for something that is very like family friendly, really enticing to like many audience members and stuff like that. And yeah, we've landed on coming back to this story, and it's a great story.
It is.
It has a lot of really good roles, a lot of different elements to the story, like, you know, stage combat and the kind of old-timiness that we kind of land into, right? So in the fantasy world of it, so it encompasses a lot of different arcs and themes that the kids will get to explore as well. Okay. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, we've got a couple minutes left. So what I want to talk about too is how people get involved, especially like with Young Company. Like, do they need to have experience doing this, and what are the age groups? So I'm turning it over to you to give us all that information.
Amazing. So no experience necessary. We're always willing to work with people that are, you know, maybe this is for me, I'm not sure. Well, come out and try and see if it is. Yeah. They can get into contact with us. So on our website, there are links for sign up for the auditions or to learn more about the auditions.
Okay.
Which is really exciting. And yeah, we're really pumped about all of that fun stuff.
What about ages?
Ages will be for grades 7 through 12.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, pretty wide range of ages there, but yeah.
But that makes it fun though, right?
It
like
does.
especially if you've got kids of different ages, you've got kids of different experience levels, you've got kids that have done Young Company before that will probably come back and or most likely will come back and audition, because it's such an amazing group. There's camaraderie, there's building of self-esteem, there's so many things that happen when they become a part of it.
Yeah, we really get to see not only them grow their theater skills, but like you said, like grow as individuals, grow as a group, right? So there's this huge social aspect of it as well, which is really important. And making those connections and growing their confidence, growing their social skills to meet new friends. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, they become like a family, and they go on to like want to, you know, be friends. So that's really exciting.
Kate, thanks again for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Teena.
I can't wait to have you back. And don't you guys go anywhere. We will be right back. And we're still
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Oh my God, Lily is so happy.
Hello. What are you going to do?
We're gonna sing.
What? First of all, I promise you that this is going to be a viral moment. Well, I cannot wait to see you two. Good luck.
I would watch this 100 more times, literally.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street.
How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to Dufferin Life. If you're just tuning in, you tuned in a great time, and thank you those of you who stayed with us. So I'm in an artsy kind of mood, and we're going to talk to a special gentleman that's joining me today, James O'Connor. He is a musician. He does so much more than that, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. James, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Tina, for having me.
So James, I mentioned that you're a musician, but tell me a little bit about yourself.
Wow, a little bit about myself. Well, I am a musician. People primarily know me for my work behind the camera. So I'm a photographer, filmmaker. I'm not from Canada originally. We moved here about 6 years ago, pre-pandemic, right before, from the Caribbean. I was born in Trinidad, in the West Indies. Lived there for 12 years and grew up basically in the ocean. I mean, it's an island, but I think I must have spent more time in the sea than on the land.
That sounds absolutely amazing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. And got a lot of work there behind the camera, and kind of steered my clients and myself into the sea with, got underwater housings for the cameras and stuff. So a lot of the work that I was doing, people tended to, I was known for getting sort of action shots in the water or whatever, and I just grew. People asked me to do more and more of that. So my work became all of this stuff, and for the music side of things, that's where I draw the inspiration from. So the songs are about, the storms or the weather or the waves or whatever. It's just an easy place for me to get imagery from.
Absolutely, and I think, it's inspiring. You see people that will watch different things and just the waves coming in, and it just relaxes you and kind of brings you back to your core of who you are, and just takes away all the noise. Yeah. So I think that's an amazing inspiration.
And watch waves for hours, actually. Thank you for saying that.
I
Everyone
probably
is
could too.
Completely different. They're all, yeah. So it's been a lot of fun bringing that music bringing those stories and that imagery into the music, and preparing for a show here. At the end of this month, March 24th, we're doing a show which is a mixed photography and music experience.
Okay.
And wine tasting, because it's at Windrush.
Yes.
Estate Winery.
Yes.
Which is I'm really looking forward to.
That's wonderful. So how long have you been playing?
Since I'm double figures, like maybe 10 years
Okay.
old. I'm a drummer. As a kid, you want to make as much noise as possible. So that's where I started, and got into the guitar
that is
later.
So true. We have two boys that are musicians, and they start with bass and guitar, but the drums were a big hit when we brought those in the house. So it's a great way to release too.
Yeah. So it's very
drums.
therapeutic. In fact, music. That's kind of why when I got here, and then we went into this sort of pandemic state or whatever. I was like, man, how am I going to make friends? I've just come to a new place. How am I going to make friends? How am I going to meet people? So I looked for a music teacher.
Okay.
And I started taking lessons, scales or whatever, and eventually just started to write new music and work on the stuff that we had done before, and it culminated in an album which we released last year. Myself and Tyler Reed, who teaches right here in the Tritone Music School.
Okay.
Yeah.
My son teaches at Aardvark.
We probably know. Yeah, Tyler knows him, I'm sure. He's very connected in the local music scene. So which was my way of getting connected into the local music scene, was to hook up with him, and it's been fun.
So let's talk a little bit about your process when you're writing music. Do you have a specific process when you're writing?
Music comes to me like you could just be taking a walk and you start to hum something, and my music is very catchy, hooky. I like to write pop songs.
Okay.
So I like to write something that you hear once and you can remember it. I'm not out to make any massive artistic statement with my music, other than the stories behind it and stuff and the execution of it. We spend a lot of time. Once that we find that hook or whatever, we start arranging it into a song that we think is going to grab people's attention and get them get them grooving. Because I think music is a social thing. You know, it needs to be shared. And
it absolutely is. I mean, it's social. It's therapeutic. It does. Like I listen to a lot of music now. I just literally come home and put music on, and my pets think I'm crazy. I dance around the kitchen. So, whereas my family is musicians, I'm a dancer. So that's for me. Like you can just feel the music, and it's what you need sometimes when you have a long day.
Yeah, 100%.
So before we get into some specifics about the album, let's talk a little bit about which musicians inspire you.
I grew up listening to a lot of James Taylor. My parents were into, the singer-songwriter. Sting. When I left Trinidad at the age of 12, I went to live in England. Well, my parents went to Sting and the Police before then. Again, an amazing songwriter and storyteller in his music. But being in the Caribbean, we have a lot of influence in Latin American influence. There's a lot of Spanish guitar that gets into there as well. Percussion from South America. So music for me has always been a very global experience. Like I think the music I write ends up being more back into the James Taylor style of things because what you grew up, on the radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very broad where everything comes from.
So tell me the name of tell all of us the name of the album, and then please explain to me what a comma echo is.
Well, let me start with the comma echo first. A comma echo is a meteorological term.
Okay.
And it's what meteorologists use to describe what it looks like when a storm starts to spin over the ocean.
Okay.
And so this is from a satellite image. So they look at this, and once they start to see that comma shape, if you think about you drag a circle and there's a tail hanging off the end, it starts to look like a comma. That's when they know this is spinning.
Okay.
This is going to be a problem. We need to have a small craft warning and let people know to board up their house, right?
Right.
Just to really draw on the metaphor of the storm, because I feel like the music and dealing with life's challenges, the storm is a perfect metaphor for all of that. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the full name of the album?
The album is First Light.
Okay.
And it's an acoustic sort of prelude to the debut album, which came out 3 years ago, 3 years before that, called Small Craft Warning. Small Craft Warning is a very angry, stormy album, and First Light is more of a, I just woke up in finally, we've reached the eye.
So we now know that James has reached his relaxation mode. He's no longer feeling stormy.
Full chill mood right now, yeah.
Well, that's perfect. That's perfect. So tell me a bit about Tyler, because he plays with you on the album. What does he play?
Tyler plays guitar. He's an amazing lead guitarist. And we met, once I hooked up with Tyler, we asked him to score some original music for the Dufferin Farm Tour film. So my official, formal, my real job is a filmmaker, and I work with my partner, my wife, Miranda, who you know.
Yes, I do.
She's an amazing person and very supportive. We produced, our business produced the Dufferin Farm Tour, which was a 20-minute film. We won a Canada Short Film Award. And Tyler did the music, you know, so it's a really original composition. It's good stuff.
And it's all acoustic?
Well, no, his stuff is it's a little amplified, a little bit, yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so tell me the significance. You know what? I just went completely blank there for just a moment. There's one of the songs that you have. It's "Don't Fall."
Right. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that song.
Sorry. Yes, that was. Thank you.
Yeah, my viewers are, every once in a while I just look at the camera and go, I'm sorry, my brain, thinking questions ahead, but please tell me about that song.
I have to interview people for my job. This is what we do behind the camera, and I totally get that. Don't Fall is such a powerful thing that happened in my life. I met a young surfer. He wanted to travel to, represent Trinidad and Tobago and go surf against the top surfers in the world. Very poor individual, no prospects, out of school or whatever, living in a very remote, rural part of Trinidad.
Okay.
And I said, well, Chris, if you want to go abroad and do all of this stuff, you're going to need flights and insurance and entry fees for the contests, and all of that stuff is going to cost a lot of money. Let's try to make a documentary film on your effort. And any sponsors we get for the film, that will be the money that you can do the thing. Because if you don't do the thing, there's nothing to film, right?
Right,
So it's kind of a self-fulfilling sort of setup. We succeeded in doing it. He went on tour. He did all of these contests against really amazing people. He met really amazing people, which is a whole story that you need to come to the Windrush show to hear where that ends up, because he won several awards for his work in philanthropy. But the movie needed a song. I had all of this other music and all of these other moments in the movie, but at the point where he gets knocked out of the tour, and it's raining and all of that, you know, it's like, I don't have what I need sound. And I just started to write. I got my friend Lewis in England to do the piano stuff for me, so it's a joint collaboration. And I sang, the words are very much inspired from the project, and I sang it in my car. I didn't have a place to do, like, you know, professional vocals or whatever, so I sang it in my car on a little recorder, and that's what made it onto the film. Is the song that he wrote, my vocals from the car, and the film, you know, went out there and changed his life, and it changed my life too. It was a very powerful experience.
I'm speechless. It doesn't happen often, but I mean,
it taught me a lot about what my purpose was with a camera. It's a very powerful tool to impact audiences and the lives of the people who are, you know, your subjects. So it was a very you know, it gives you a huge sense of humility, and it allows you to grasp understanding of things and show people and help people learn new things, and it gives you that. It's a power almost. Yeah, that's what you do. But, there you go.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We just have a couple minutes left, so
Sure.
I want you to, you're going to play something for us, so I'm very excited. Just tell us what you're going to play for us, and then I'm going to let you play us out.
I'm going to play a song called More.
Okay.
And this is the feeling that you have when you go out, you paddle out for a surf, and the swell that you've been forecasting on the internet finally arrives.
Okay.
Because being a surfer in the Southern Caribbean can be a little bit frustrating. We don't have like Hawaii-style waves.
Understood. Well, I would love to hear it.
Sure.
And before James starts, I'm going to already say to you, bye-bye for now, because James is going to play us out. And thank you so much for joining us, and I'll let you go ahead.
Thank you for having me. Let me grab this tool of the trade. Give you a... If I could only have you more, a light in the darkness, you have arrived. A distant storm, your only heritage. I wait for the dawn in a channel by the reef, until the tide reveals your love to me. The moon and the stars in the sky, the reason there's tears in my eyes, the thrill when we touch, feel the current, the rush, and I'm yours. Now, if I could only have you more. Is that all right?
That was amazing. Thank you.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome